Hello, Damien.
Hello, Heston.
It's Wednesday.
It is Wednesday. What's good?
Hello, everybody. Middle of the week. Good morning, evening, or afternoon, or whatever time you're listening to this. It seems like not a whole lot of people listen on the day it comes out, so I'm starting to try to accommodate for that. So, if it's in the evening, grab yourself a little sippy sip. Otherwise, welcome to the show. My name is Heston.
And I'm Dame.
And we are definitely not experts
at all.
We did get some of our listeners mentioning that our clanks have been weak as fuck in our last couple of episodes. So we're gonna go ahead and correct that right now. Cheers, my guy. Hell yeah, there we go. So we don't need to hear any more of that bullshit. We don't need anyone else telling us our clanks are weak. We very much delivered there. How are you doing today?
I'm feeling good. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. How's your week been?
It's going great. Based on everything that's happened so far.
Yeah.
I don't know what'll happen the rest of this week, but yeah, I'm feeling pretty groovy right now.
I dig it. That's cool. It's been a long week. Recording days are always my favorite days.
Absolutely.
We want to give a big shout out to all of our listeners. This has been our most productive week of listeners so far. We're close to hitting 100 listens in 1 week so far, which is insane. So we appreciate each and every one of you guys for listening to the show. We do our best to make sure that we're consistent with our uploads every single week. Our YouTube is moving. Make sure you check it out. We are going to start doing video as well. I'm going to tackle the camera this week, and we should have video recording of the second show next week is what I'm anticipating. So keep an eye out for that. We're going to start with the second show first, our Friday shows. And then once I have that under control, we'll go to our weekday show as well for Wednesdays. So keep an eye out for that. If you're interested in seeing the video or individual clips or anything, you're welcome to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check that out. I will be giving updates on all that on our social medias as well. So if you don't, go ahead and follow us. Check out the page, all that stuff. We did get new artwork for the second show done, so shout out to Shelly for that. We appreciate you. And I think we're just going to jump into it. Right before we started recording, though, we were just discussing the new Space Jam movie with LeBron James, though.
Yeah.
And Damien was giving me a little bit of information on that. So I just read the synopsis for it, and I wasn't that impressed. But you started saying some shit that made me think it might be interesting. So what's going on with the new Space Jam movie? What's up?
I don't know for sure. A lot of the stuff is still under wraps, but based on what I saw, their main character, they're using the Iron Man 2 guy, the black dude.
Yeah, actually, hold on. Before we jump into that, sponsor.
Throw that out there. Let's go.
Shout out to the Alamo City Cheeseheads. A couple of things. First off, they're a sponsor. We fuck with them. They're awesome. Check them out on social media, Alamo City Cheeseheads. But also, because they're a sponsor of the show and because I've been a part of the club for as long as I have been, I've been presented with an opportunity to be able to go to the Packers-Texans game this upcoming Sunday. So I'm actually going to be going to that game in the NRG Stadium, and I will be talking about that next week as well. So big shout out to them. Big time. I'm really stoked. This is going to be my first football game I've ever gone to. And I'm also taking my mom, and it's going to be her first football game she's ever gone to. So we're both super hyped about it. I'm hoping that the Packers play better than they did this past week. We'll talk about that later. But big shout out to the Alamo City Cheeseheads. Y'all are fucking awesome. And we'll go back. So Space Jam.
Right. And again, big shout out for you guys. Much appreciated. We definitely love the support. Space Jam.
We have listeners in India now too. By the way.
Yes,
sorry,
in India.
Yeah, we have listeners in India now too.
We're all over
we're
now.
in 9
We're just
countries
going
now, which is cool.
We're going crazy.
Sorry, I forgot to mention that. But yeah, super cool. So if y'all know anybody, tell them about the show. All right, go on.
So on the Space Jam movie, it's hard to kind of tell which direction it's going to take. From what I heard is we're seeing weird characters like Hagrid and all these different characters that LeBron's going to face. But it's a breakdown of Warner Brothers brand. It's like a bad brand.
The brand itself.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like it's bad, and it's
Is there
tough.
any chance that the Animaniacs are in there? I meant to bring this up to you because they're reviving the Animaniacs.
It could be. And so
that would be so cool.
we've seen like these weird clips and shots from different scenes, but it's not the full clip or shot from the scene. So we can't tell like who it really is, what it really is. Now, Warner Brothers has done a lot of stuff. So it would make sense that it's almost like the movie is making Warner Brothers out to be like this evil corporation kind of deal. And LeBron comes and...
Right. So I read the synopsis, and the synopsis said that like LeBron and his son like go to Warner Bros. And then they like get trapped, and then like his son gets kidnapped or some shit, and then like LeBron's got to team up with
to get him
like
out.
the Looney Tunes and like other characters and stuff, and they got to go save him. But the part that I thought was interesting was that they said like they've got to go through other types of like famous like movie like universes and stuff like to try to get him.
Right.
So like that's where what you were talking about like
Makes
with Hagrid
sense.
And stuff. So, like, are we gonna like if we have like a Ready Player One type situation?
They have
like, for Warner Bros.
Released a picture of Hagrid in a suit, like a basketball suit, jumping to block a shot. Okay. I don't know how true it is. I don't know if it's a real picture, right? Yeah. But based on what it showed, I think Space Jam 2 is still gonna be fire. The whole how they made the first one, of course, the second one can't be exactly the same. That'd be stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, now, and so I don't know what fans want, right? Because a lot of fans are like, that looks stupid. I'm like, well, would you want LeBron to just come and do the same exact movie that Jordan did?
It did look kind of dumb, but like after hearing like what you were saying, like if they could actually pull like some legitimate assets and stuff, that would be kind of cool.
And LeBron's like a part of making it and got like a particular person to make it with them. So it's going to be a good movie. Mm-hmm. But do we really want to see LeBron come, go to space, and then, like, you know, like, do we want to see, like, the first remade, or do we just want to see, like, a sequel of it?
It's
like,
true, though.
We're better off getting a sequel.
Now, here's my question, though. Is this really a sequel, though? Like, how's it going to tie into the first movie? Because from the synopsis, it doesn't look like it applies to the first movie at all.
To me, it ties in because he's going to have to either get the Looney Tunes or something happen where the Looney Tunes have to get him. So it makes it a branching. Now,
but like it doesn't have anything to do with the first movie, though.
But it has to be a part 2 because you can't make it another Space Jam movie at this point.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
You know how many people would hate on the movie? First of all, just Jordan fans altogether would hate the movie. Like, the movie would fail off of just that alone. Like, yes. There's so many people that think, like, Jordan is just over the top better than LeBron. I've never said... So, I say LeBron's the GOAT, but I don't think that he's just way better than Jordan. I just think he has a better skill set than Jordan had. That's no disrespect to Jordan. But if they dropped the movie in the same sense... Nope, I feel like people would hate on it. So they had to mix it up, do something different.
I think the movie's going to get hate either way.
It'll get hate either way, but I think it's going to be a very good movie. Mm-hmm. I'm excited to see it. If y'all haven't went to check it out, there's a quick like trailer. It's like 13 seconds long. It shows LeBron coming from the backside, coming up in the new Toon Squad jerseys. They're completely different. The tune portion, like where the Porky Pig comes up at the end, that's all, folks.
Yeah.
It's off to the side now. It's not on the front. It's off to the side. But the jerseys are like orange and teal. Like it looks sick to me. Like I think that it looks good. I think it'll be a sick ass movie.
For sure. Okay. Well, I think it's gonna be interesting. You're definitely gonna see it, right? Like,
right. I'm gonna watch it for fucking sure. I'm gonna go to the movies and watch that shit.
Do you know when the movie's supposed to come out?
No, because with Corona and everything going on, so I know they've shot majority of the movie already because LeBron was shooting the movie, working out, and still hooping in the season all at the same time. So, and this is before Corona happened, so I'm pretty sure the movie's finalized, but they might pick maybe a better date to release it.
Sure.
My best bet, they should just release it right away because it's Corona. So do it right now before everything kind of gets back started, then more people.
They could do that, and they could do it like VOD or something, like some of the other people have done.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'd probably watch it that way,
bro. I think it's so. I'll watch it, and I'll definitely let you know if it's a watchable movie or not. Sure. And the fans, of course, I'm gonna look at it. I could tell you from right now, like it's gonna be a watchable movie, and it should be pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we have that to look forward to, I guess. So we actually do have a bit of NBA news this week that we can kind of jump into a little bit. The Houston Rockets GM stepped down, so the Rockets are going like full reset. Like their head coach is gone, their GM has stepped down. So what do you think is going to happen there with the Houston Rockets? Because if you get a new GM in there, like he's going to be the one that picks a new head coach, and like after that, like I feel like nobody's safe on the roster.
I heard they're trying to do a 3-team trade.
for Giannis, right? Well, with Giannis, not for Giannis.
I don't know who the Clippers would get. The Clippers would get a point guard, but Harden would go to the Clippers and Paul George would go to the Nets. Is what I'm hearing.
So I saw something about Paul George going to the Nets
so
too.
They've already said that before, but nobody said it was going to be a 3-team where Harden goes to the Clippers. That would be scary as hell. Harden and Kawhi would be dumb. And then they would still get enough trade back with a 3-team trade where they would at least get a point guard or something. That would be pretty intense.
What would Houston get out of that? Like a first?
So Houston would get a lot of probably
they would get a bunch of
a
picks,
lot of
right?
picks.
Yeah, which makes sense because you got a new GM, like they want picks
because they're giving up. So what I saw, they're giving up Harden, and then Paul George is going to Brooklyn, and they didn't have nobody else involved in it from what I could see. So it'd be like a lot of picks and like a couple maybe scrub players.
Yeah.
But
how legitimate do you think of that? Like, do you think that is?
I don't know. I'm nervous because Kawhi himself, he'll drop 30. He
Easy.
doesn't, but Kawhi doesn't care what the rest of the team does.
No.
So Kawhi just wants to go get his 25, 30, and then it just expects for the rest of the team to play good.
And Harden would do that.
Harden would drop another 25, 30 without
consistently.
a doubt. Now, the Lakers did shut him down. So I don't know. We'd have to see, but I can tell you that if that happens, that would probably be the nuttiest thing that will happen right now. Other than maybe the Lakers getting somebody or, Giannis going somewhere. But that's pretty tough trade. If Kawhi and Harden are in LA on the Clippers, that to me honestly would be, I still would say LeBron and AD gonna go harder, but LeBron is like in his prime, leaving his prime. You know what I'm saying? And AD's in his prime, and Harden is definitely in his prime, and Kawhi's definitely in his prime. So
and also like reports have come out from LA too that Kawhi is asking for like a new player too. Like it sounds like he may not want to play with PG-13 anymore. Have you heard anything about that?
About what was that again?
Kawhi not wanting to play with like Paul George anymore?
So it's not really Kawhi, it's Kawhi's trainer. He just talks a lot.
Okay, so there's not really anything there as far as that goes.
It's just a stir up. I think that the Clippers come back with just their same team. They got
okay, so you don't think anything changes?
No, they got Ty Lue now. Ty Lue is
well, right. That was going to be the next thing I was going to bring up. Okay, so thinking about Ty Lue, right? Like other than Doc Rivers, like, do you think it makes any difference to the team
that they got Ty Lue now and not Doc? Yeah.
Why?
Because every coach has a different personality.
Sure.
So
like, Doc, I want you to enlighten me because I really don't know.
So to me, Doc is more lax and kind of lets his players go play. Okay. Tyronn Lue's kind of like that too, but Tyronn Lue started off with LeBron. So, but Tyronn Lue makes adjustments in the game. Like Doc apparently doesn't. Like to lose so many 3-1 leads over and over again, that just means you're sticking to the same plan and said, well, we won this way, so we can win again.
Right.
Which that's not the case. If you lost,
work anyways.
That means whatever you were doing isn't working. And if you lose 2 times, right, before you lose a series, okay, now make the changes. Nope, you don't. Okay, now you just lost the series. So from Doc to Lue, I see Lue being able to make maybe a little bit more slight adjustments. I still don't see them being...
That in itself could be enough to be the difference.
It could. Now, I still don't see playoff P, right? Which is what we call him. I just call him Paul George or George Paul,
right?
So to speak, when it comes to playoffs. But he just is not a playoff performing guy. Like, it's just not what he does. Like, he popped off last year with OKC, but, I mean, who did OKC have other than him and Westbrook? I mean,
that's true. Though.
So it's tough.
How do you feel? Did you see that Dirk turned down to coach for the Nets?
Yeah, because it's goofy.
Well, it's like I told you. Like I was
goofy.
right. Like he said, like he can't see himself doing anything outside of Dallas.
Right.
So it seems like it's open for him to go do stuff in Dallas.
It's weird. I mean, at some point in time, we'll probably send him back with Dallas. But as soon as the reports came out for Nash wanting him there, it just for what? Like for what? Like. For me, right, Nash is a point guard. Dirk is a big man. Like, what? So what insight would Dirk have to anybody that's there already?
Well, he's won a championship.
So has Nash.
Right.
Well,
but
Nash
like,
hasn't.
they're boys, though.
Well, Nash hasn't, but Nash is been in like almost the same
Right.
like predicament or spot. So what could Dirk say that Nash can't? Like, I don't.
Well, I think them being together, it's like we've talked about before, right? Like with energy and like momentum and like vibe, like they're like boys, you know what I mean? It's like they could bring like that like dog mentality, like true like the coaching staff, and I think like that can also translate to like better floor play too. You know what I mean?
So
Perhaps like maybe
apparently, right? Dirk was like, no. Like, I'm good.
Yeah.
And you have Kyrie and Durant, right? Anybody would almost jump to that. So for Dirk to say no,
well,
I'm all right.
I think Dirk's one of the few people that could say no.
Right.
Like,
and so
like him and Tim Duncan, I think, are two good examples.
Right.
They're like, I'm good. Like, I don't need to.
It's just
do
weird.
Anything.
It's just weird that Nash would say, I want Dirk here, but you don't need Dirk there. Like, Dirk.
No, well, I think everyone
don't think
also understood
Dirk
it wasn't
helps.
like we need him. It was like, yo, this would be fun.
But,
yeah.
But so my question is, why though? Because
well, they were boys. Why not?
so that's it.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason.
Right.
So that's why Dirk said no, because we're just boys. Don't mean I gotta go coach with you, bro.
That's
like,
a good point. Like,
you know what I mean?
Uproot your life and go live in New York.
If,
like, that's
you know,
true.
if you ask for somebody to be a part of your team, it's to help your team get better.
That's a good
I don't
point.
think Dirk does that.
Yeah, he's like, what do I have to offer?
What am I gonna do that's gonna make the team better? You already have Durant and Kyrie, and you've been just almost as far as I have.
Yeah, and
without a
KD's
ring.
already won a couple of ships too.
So
So it's like, what more knowledge?
Right.
I mean, I'm sure there's some knowledge that Dirk could provide him, but
you got Kyrie coming out saying nobody's a coach. Nash can coach one day. I can coach one day. Durant can be the coach one day. The assistant coach can be the coach one day. It's going to be a collaborative effort. Nobody's a
sense.
coach. Would you want to go to that? Like, bitch, wait. I'm an assistant
that'd be really
coach.
weird.
I'm a coach. You're a player.
Yeah.
For you to say that we're just all on the same level, that's not what this is. So I wouldn't go either. So I think Dirk was smart for saying no. I thought Nash was dumb for saying, like, I want Dirk. Like, he should have known Dirk wasn't gonna go. I knew Dirk wasn't gonna go, and I'm not even
I
his
said
boy.
the same shit.
You know,
yeah.
like
I was
it's
like,
goofy.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's goofy.
Okay. Well, okay. So did you hear that? The Lakers want CP, or CP3.
Yeah, I saw that.
How do you feel about it?
It's stupid.
Why is it
His
stupid?
contract is too big,
Right, y'all got no money.
bro. Well, no, we have bread, but we would.
Oh yeah, you got some contracts expiring.
we would
right?
literally give him all of our money and not be able to get nobody else, and that's
Well,
stupid.
who else is there?
Well, bro, Bradley Beal, like, is who we're looking at.
That would be huge.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there are other pieces that we could bring with, like, it adding another 2 or 3 pieces
Right.
as well. Like, if we just get Chris Paul, that's going to almost cap us, and we're going to bring on, like, a scrub-ass, like, dude off the bench. And there's no point in doing that. I mean, Chris Paul did show his worth.
I agree.
But
he took the Thunder far, man.
But his contract, bro, is like $130 million, I think, or some shit. Dog, that is a lot of money, bro.
How did he get that contract?
Because it's like a max contract. So he got a max. He was maxed with Houston.
Yeah.
But then they didn't work. So then OKC ended up grabbing him. I don't know why the hell. So then they took on this contract. So now any team he goes to is going to have to take on a $130 million contract. Like, no, bro, because you're not.
So, like, what happens if no one picks him up? Like, he's owed all this money.
Nah,
like,
he gets guaranteed a portion. It's kind of like football.
Sure,
and shit.
yeah.
Like, he won't
well, who
get
pays the
full,
guarantees though?
but
Houston, because like they offered him the contract, or would it be? I guess now it would
it's
be
the
the Thunder,
team he's
right?
with.
Yeah,
The team he's with. So
and
the
then,
team
like, if no one
who
else picks
gets
him up,
him,
like that's it.
that's what I'm saying. So they take a gamble. So if the Lakers got him and then he gets hurt and they're like, we don't need him, the Lakers have to pay the guarantee and then with the money that they have left, try to, like, it's
Figure it
a
out.
waste, dude. Now, I get him and Chris Paul are buddies and shit, but, bro, go get, like, a Bradley Beal. Rondo said he wasn't coming back. Go get, like, a backup
Is he
point
retiring?
guard. Nah, he'll probably opt out to either get a fatter contract, which I don't know if we're going to offer him one because there's a couple players that are opting out right now. Anthony Davis is also on an opt-out. Anthony Davis will be back, though. Davis will for sure get a max from us. So he's already one of those guys taking a max.
Yeah.
You know, so we have players that we can move and shuffle around. Rondo, we might end up letting go. I would hope we keep Rondo, though, and let, like, Kuzma's and Danny Greens and those type of players go.
Well, I don't think they want Kuzma to leave.
Well, so that's what I'm saying. That's where this all gets tricky. I think our best move is keep LeBron. He's still there. Let Anthony Davis opt back in for a max contract for another 4 or 5 years. LeBron's there for like another 2. Bring in Bradley Beal. Whether we got to trade Kuzma or Rondo or whatever,
Bradley Beal
Danny
plays
Green.
for the Celtics right now, right?
Who?
Bradley Beal.
He's with Washington Wizards, who are ass because
John
John Wall's
I was
hurt.
thinking, what's his name?
There's so many people like hurting.
The guy that went to the the Clippers. What's his name? The small dude, Kemba. I get Kemba and Bradley Beal mixed up sometimes. Bradley Beal would be great though.
So with Kemba, that was another shot in the foot. He did not hoop for Boston like he hooped for the Hornets.
No.
So they almost wasted a pick, and now Celtics is almost in a position where they may want to give up Kemba and Gordon Hayward as a trade package to somebody to get somebody.
Well, we already
back.
talked about the Hayward for Oladipo situation.
Well, now, right? Because they really just need a big man, right? And Oladipo is supposedly also interested in the Knicks, and the Knicks have like hella money.
Why would he go play for the Knicks?
Knicks have hella money. Knicks can get other people.
So
other than
Oladipo.
him.
Oh, okay. So Oladipo do like a Kawhi situation. Like, hey, like if you can get this guy and this guy, like we'll go.
The Knicks can almost bring in like 2.5 people, maybe 3.
Max, you mean?
Max. So that's huge. But don't nobody want to go play there. That's the problem. So it depends. I mean, there's trade rumors of Westbrook going to New York. Like there's a lot going on in the NBA right now, bro.
Westbrook, dude, I think he's so overrated. Like I think he's done, bro. Like he's probably still going to stay in the league for a little while, but like Westbrook doesn't win you games. Am I wrong for saying that?
He does not. He doesn't.
Win you
and
games,
so
right?
his literal track record is anybody he's played with, they lose. And then when that person leaves, they win. And then when he goes somewhere, they lose. Like it's just facts. It's just facts.
And here's the weird thing too. I'm not saying he's not talented. Like I think he's extremely talented, and I think he's extremely physically gifted, and I think he gets a lot of points. I think he gets a lot of like assists. Like his numbers are wild, but like he doesn't win games, and he's wildly inconsistent. Like especially like in the clutch. Russell Westbrook's one of the least clutch players I've ever seen, bro.
This
like,
is the thing.
If the ball's in his hands at the end of the game, like count on losing. Like
Westbrook is not a good shooter, but he still shoots it.
Yeah,
like
he insists on shooting, and he can't make anything.
He can't, bro. And
like he keeps shooting. Like he'll miss like 6 threes, and then like put up another one. It's like, what are you doing?
We also had this talk though. If Houston maybe had Capella, or we're looking at a different Houston team, but you gave up Capella way before you even got Westbrook. So like now that you got Westbrook also has a crazy dumb contract. Like, so do you give up Harden and then build Houston around Westbrook now, or
that's also why I was saying that like they might just have to blow the whole thing up. Like just trade your players away, get like a fuckload of picks, and then it's just gonna take some time.
I think they'd be better off trading everybody away. To me, their best trade, like I said, would be Simmons. You do some type of a package deal, send Harden over to Philly with Embiid, and you get Simmons back. He's still young, and then you put some people around him. I mean, he can basically do the same shit Harden did, other than the 3, but he can drive it and kick it out. That's what your team has been built this way for this long. So I mean,
yeah, but Simmons doesn't put up the numbers that Harden does. However, though, we're not trying to build the same team anymore.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's going to be a different vibe. You know what I mean? So I mean, Simmons can drive and kick out, which is what if Harden wasn't shooting it, that's all he did anyway.
Yeah.
So I mean, the only difference is Ben ain't shooting no 30-foot 3-pointers, but that's their best move. They, at this point, should blow the team up. Me personally,
now that the GM is gone, I think that's what's going to happen.
If I was Houston, I would keep Harden. Like, Harden doesn't go anywhere. Like, I don't get rid of Harden. He's been my franchise focal point this entire time. I feel like as long as I keep him, I keep most of my fan base. Like, if I trade Harden, I don't know what I do to my fan base now.
It's true, though. What are you going to do without the beard in Houston?
I would just trade Westbrook. Nobody's going to want him. So just get some whack stuff back. At least get you a big man though that can do some rebound the ball. Like,
do you think the Spurs do anything this offseason?
Spurs were trying to go for Miles Turner, I heard.
Does that mean
and
anything?
They're also trying to push for Giannis, I heard.
I don't think that happens.
I mean, so the Spurs do have picks, and they do have quite a few young players that they could give up for Giannis for sure. Now, Milwaukee,
what would it take?
It'd be up to Milwaukee, though, if Milwaukee's going to actually do it. Now, the Spurs team would just be Giannis if that happened.
That's what would happen. Well, Giannis is like maybe one other guy, right?
But with the mindset of Greg, that would be enough.
True, because Greg could take nobodies and produce.
If he had a Giannis, the Spurs would be sick as hell.
It'd be the new Tim Duncan.
They'd be pretty sick. They wouldn't have anybody outside of Giannis, really, but he would still...
You think they'd have to give up everybody?
They'd have to
Derek
give up...
White, DeJounte Murray, like they'd have to give up...
So not all of them.
Like
so
Bryn?
you either The Spurs would either keep DeJounte, they'd either keep Derek White, or they'd either keep who's that other dude that came from the G League that's hooping, Lonnie Walker.
Oh, so yeah, they would definitely keep Lonnie Walker.
One of those three, right? They would keep. Two of them, though, out of that three would have to go
Holy
with
shit.
some picks.
Never mind. They'd probably send Lonnie Walker and DeJounte Murray. I think they would keep Derek White.
I think I would keep DeJounte.
I know you like DeJounte.
And I would send White and I would send Lonnie with some picks. Maybe even send another player like off the bench to get Giannis. DeJounte and Giannis, I think, could go ham. I really do. I mean, LaMarcus is still there. Do they want LaMarcus though? I don't know. But I mean,
if you got
DeMar DeRozan, I mean, we didn't mention those guys,
so that's
right?
I was thinking, get rid of DeMar DeRozan too. Like you keep you got to make the trade juicy, right?
Right.
So I guess maybe.
So I mean, if you give up DeMar, then you don't have to give up a lot of everybody else.
Well, so that's what I was thinking.
You know?
I was thinking you could send DeMar, and then you could send like Lonnie Walker.
Right. If you want to do that, though. I mean, who do you think is better? Out of, because you'd have to determine who's the best out of DeJounte, Walker, and White. I think DeJounte Murray is by far the best.
I think Derek White's the best out of the three of them.
So see, I think that
Murray, but Lonnie Walker might have a higher ceiling though.
He does, but Murray got hurt.
It's true.
And so we haven't seen him play in a while. He go hard. I think he goes the hardest out of both of them. Then I think actually Lonnie is better than White because of the ceiling factor. Yeah. Lonnie's
ceiling is extremely high.
So I would actually do Giannis for DeMar and Derek, or Giannis for DeMar and LaMarcus.
Well, I think LA is I think LA is a very enticing piece.
He's also older, so
he is. But I mean, if you're not going to keep Giannis anyways, you see what I'm saying? He's still extremely talented. Because here's the thing, too, right? What are you going to do? You're going to play Giannis in LA at the same time? I don't think that happens. I think, if Giannis is on the court,
that's what I'm saying. So
why keep LaMarcus all day?
But even then, you might want a big man. Because Giannis doesn't
we still have
really,
Jakob Poeltl, though. He's great at rebounds.
Giannis doesn't play like a big man role. He plays like a wing.
Though. That's a good point, though.
You know what I'm saying? So you
still
LaMarcus
want to keep, still be underneath, for cleanup and for a lot of rebounds.
And then get rid of DeMar can
that
go.
That could work.
You know, I think the Spurs or Dallas would be the best fit for Giannis.
So
if
Dallas was
leave.
The big suitor that came out.
Right, but
they basically came out and they were like, we're gonna try to get Giannis.
Yeah, but there's a problem with that. There's a problem with that. Luka's still on his rookie contract.
Yeah, and he's gonna get a max.
If you bring Giannis, you're gonna fill in a max slot there. You already got Porzingis, who you just also gave that slot to. So there's not enough money.
Porzingis is maxed out too.
There would not be enough money, bro. So then Luka can either decide if he wants to take a pay cut or if he wants to leave.
Unless this is one of those NFL things where they have a rookie quarterback and they just go all in and the window is short, but the window's wide open.
They don't do it with rookies. They let them play out their little weak ass contract and then they say, okay, now we go. So if they're bringing Giannis, they're gonna bring him in early enough to where they're gonna max him right away. You have to.
Oh yeah.
So then if you do that though, you're kind of telling Luka we may not be able to get
look,
you
we're going
bread,
for ships
bro.
right now. You're gonna. Well, I think Mark Cuban might be able to make that work though. He's gonna be like, look, Luka, you're the future of this franchise.
I'm pretty sure Mark could pay out of his own pocket, to kind of
Mark
keep
Cuban
Luka
would
happy.
pay out of pocket,
but
straight up.
The problem is, right? Lakers have bread to throw a max. So if you bring in Giannis and Dallas, you don't offer a max, and then you let the Lakers offer a max, and Luka knows that LeBron's about to retire in maybe 3-4 years. Luka and AD, gross, bro.
Well,
gross. That's gross, bro.
Well, it's about the same.
Yeah,
Luka and AD or Luka and Giannis,
right.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's kind of almost
Luka might have, but Luka, Giannis, and Porzingis.
There's not enough money though to go around, so that's the problem. Because with the Lakers, LeBron has his bread already. AD's about to get his bread, and Luka can still max.
That's true.
And the Lakers will still have money to bring another
LeBron
player.
would take a smaller contract.
LeBron has always done that.
Yeah.
So LeBron would say, "Look, I get it that I'm phasing out." The problem is Luka and LeBron both like the ball a lot. Can Luka be an off-ball player for a season or two?
Well, I mean, if he's playing with LeBron, out of respect, he probably would. But LeBron's also really big on assists, too. And if he sees that he's starting to phase out, he might just feed Luka like an animal.
Exactly, bro. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen. Of course, all this stuff is hypothetical at this point.
Yeah.
But
Where do you think Giannis goes?
Some of these things we're talking about is going to happen.
They said the Heat are going to make a really big push for him, too.
I think that Giannis stays in Milwaukee and they gut out their team and bring him somebody there.
Okay, so who do you think goes to Milwaukee then?
Probably Chris Paul.
Why is everyone so infatuated with Chris Paul?
I'm not infatuated with him, but just Giannis.
I'm not saying you. I just
Giannis just personally asked for him. So
oh, that's right.
He dropped a list of like 10 people, and Chris Paul was on that list. So ugh. I mean, they already told him as soon as they lost, they were like, "Please don't leave. Like we'll give up anybody, bro, to get anybody that you want, so you can stay." And he's like, "All right, here's my list." So I'm pretty sure that whole team is going to be completely different.
Who else could go other than CP3?
I mean, they could do like the Bradley Bills and all that kind of stuff, but Giannis just needs a good point guard. That's it, I think, personally. And I also think the Lakers also need a good backup point guard. Not a knock on Caruso or anybody that comes in, but we need like a solid, actual starting backup kind of point guard like a Derrick Rose or a Jeff Teague.
Well, yeah, they were talking about Derrick Rose going to the Lakers.
I mean, there's so many people that they're saying, but the Lakers literally...
Though? Like, he's starting for the Timberwolves.
Right.
He's looked good.
The Lakers can get whoever they really want at this point.
Well, because they want to ship.
Well,
you
not
want
only
to ship
did they want to ship...
You got LeBron and AD on that team? Like,
they did it.
People will take less money to go play there.
They were smart, though. So the way that the Lakers did it, like, they got AD, which pretty much sold up all their money. But they did it to where after this season, their money's going to be like, sky's the limit. They could max out like almost 2 players at max, which is insane to say that you have Anthony Davis and LeBron.
And you can max 2
And people. You can still almost max 2 more people. What?
Yeah, that sounds nuts.
Bro.
Yeah, we like never talk about the Spurs on this show just because
it's because we're small market and stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I also don't want people to think like, oh, they're in San Antonio like that.
Well,
but like, I really like the Spurs.
I show love to the Spurs, but the Spurs are a low market. They don't go for high profile players. And so
I don't know why they don't.
People have to understand as Spurs fans. The Spurs were good because the Spurs sucked at first and drafted good round picks.
Well, it's true.
Now the Spurs have been relevant and been good every year, so nobody good is going to come unless it's on a trade. And the Spurs ain't going to trade anyone. So nobody's going to come here. Like, Spurs don't have the money. It's going to be a slow
process to build it
right.
back up.
So it's like, I get it. Y'all are like, the Spurs are good, but what do y'all really expect? Like, how far do you expect to go with just like the kind of... So LeBron does it too. Like, he'll get a team and he'll just bring like old veterans.
Yeah.
But it's LeBron. Like, who on the Spurs is LeBron? You'd have to take like 3 or 4 people to equal him. You know what I'm like? It's not the same. And so the Spurs play like old school. They like older veterans, and they do good. That's what gets them in the playoffs every year.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone ever legitimately thinks we can win the
You can't win the ship no time soon. You have to evolve your way of thinking. And so either Greg's going to have to open up to the idea, or he's just going to have to retire.
Which I think he is.
Or
like,
he has
with
to retire.
Lonnie Walker and DeJounte Murray.
Right. Or he has to retire, which then the Spurs will become relevant again. Until then, like, the Spurs just don't have enough, bro.
I hope Pop stays long enough just to beat the all-time wins record. That's like literally all I want. Like, if he gets the all-time wins record, he could retire in the sunset.
I want him to retire already. I think he just needs to chill, man, and relax. You know,
he's been talking about a lot of stuff that's not basketball related, like politics and stuff. And I'm like, we don't need you to talk about that.
He needs to be. I think he's over it, bro. I think he's over it.
Well, he's coming back, and he seemed pretty motivated.
He had his crew. They did well. They won 5. I think he's done. I think he's over. He knows. I'll get y'all into the playoffs. We can compete and get out the first round. But after that, it's going to be tough, bro, because you're going to play somebody who's probably almost going to destroy you at this point. That's why I was like, I get it that the Spurs wanted to make the playoffs, but did y'all really want to play the Lakers?
Do you think the Nuggets or the Jazz could be a dropping spot for any of these big free agents? Because I feel like both of those teams are maybe like one guy away from making a real splash.
The Nuggets are sewed up. Their dudes are just young. They're like 25 and younger.
Right.
Like everybody. So they actually were missing a starter, which a lot of people forgot about this past playoffs. And season. Okay. They're missing like an actual starter, like a guy that starts. He was hurt. And then it was actually 2 guys that were hurt. One came back in the bubble. The other one just never came back. So they're good. Like, Denver doesn't have to make any more moves. They've been 3 like the past couple years. They'll be fine. They'll always be at the top of the West. They can compete. They won't
How come you don't think they've been able to put it all together yet? Just because of their lack of experience?
Experience. So they
beat the Clippers. You got to give them some credit.
Well, this year. So they've been to a lot of Game 7s that they possibly should have won, with the exception of beating the Spurs that one Game 7 that the Spurs should have won, which was oddly weird.
Was great.
Other than that, they've lost every other Game 7 that typically they probably should have won. So I don't think that they're a piece off or anything. They just got to get mentally tougher and just have the experience.
Well, this year might have been good for them because they won like 2 Game 7s.
Exactly.
So they're like, okay, year, we've been here, we've done that.
Right. This is the problem, though. When you're just a mediocre team, right, you don't get scouted as heavy.
Sure.
Now that they've had this season, they're going to be heavily scouted coming into next year.
Really take them seriously.
It's kind of like almost Kaepernick had that one breakout balling out season. Now, he's always been good, but when that first season when he first came, he was smashing on everybody. He almost looked like how Lamar Jackson looked, just throwing anybody and just scrambling for 80-yard touchdowns and shit. Like it was insane. But then that next year, what happened? Yeah, we scouted you, bro. We know what you can do.
Well, that's kind of like what happened with Zeke, too.
You know what I'm saying? So I think Denver will be one of those teams. Now, they will be high. You can only scout so much over talent.
Right.
They'll be there, but I would give them like a couple years and they could be winning some championship, making some noise. I still don't feel like nobody's really doing anything yet until LeBron retires, bro, until I see LeBron decline, and I haven't seen that. So
well, I think Dallas has a real chance next year.
Dallas looks
like,
okay.
We agreed that the only reason why they didn't go as far as they did was because of injuries.
I feel like Porzingis getting hurt beat them because
well, Luka getting hurt too.
And even then, Luka came back and still won a game.
And he still
won a game.
Right, my point exactly.
I feel like Clippers probably would have lost to Dallas if
they 100% would have lost to Dallas,
and that would have been even more of a shock. And the Clippers are lucky that didn't happen because they were almost to a first round exit. They were really close to a first round exit to Dallas with a beat up team. So. Yeah, this next NBA season will be very nutty. It kind of sucks that it's over, but I'm happy LeBron got him a ship, of course. But these trades and all this free agency that's about to go down within this year and next year are going to be
believe free agency's already started, right?
It has, but some players become available after next year. Some players become available this year, but some become available after next year. So I think there'll be more free agency pop-offs. Not this off season, but next off season it'll pop off a little harder. But there are some like names right now that are pretty big that could go to some crazy places.
Okay. All right. Do you have anything else in the NBA world you want to discuss?
I don't. It's over.
It's pretty much done. Like yeah. I was surprised we had this much to talk about, to be honest.
Well, because there's so many trade rumors that are out here.
Yeah.
Like, it could.
I like trade rumors.
And then like I said, they're not all true. But at least one or two of them that we're talking about.
Well, yeah, out of all of them, like something.
One or two
where
will
there's
happen.
Smoke, there's fire.
Some will happen.
Yeah.
I don't know which ones. We're gonna have to see.
And these trades that we're talking about, they're not like they're like bold trades that would help this team. Like no, these are like real conversations. Like this shit could actually happen.
Yeah, and it's gonna be nutty.
I wanted to ask Devin Booker. What's the situation with him?
I think he stays. He just got DeAndre Ayton. They went 8-0 in the bubble, and they were actually killing teams in the beginning of the season.
How much money do they have?
Oh, they're not going to be able to get nobody or nothing like that.
You don't think
so?
But
they didn't really suck, but they kind of suck. So they're going to get a mediocre pick. That they can do something with. But there's no way if I'm them, Devin Booker's going anywhere or DeAndre Ayton, who they just got. Like they can be sick together.
Can they win a ship though?
That's
the only question.
You got to give it a couple years, though. That's the thing, because it's about to phase. Because right now, literally, nobody understands. We're in like a LeBron phase. When LeBron retires, the league is going to go nuts, and it's going to be.
Do you think organizations see it that way, though?
So I think some do, some don't, because people already say LeBron's washed. LeBron ain't that good,
right?
But what did he just do? Like, it doesn't make sense. So I don't know if it's just hating or realism. But realistically, when LeBron retires, which I won't say retires, but when he starts to decline, which I think will happen I think next year he still comes back good as hell. He's still going to be just as good as he's always been. The year after that, I think we'll start to see maybe a dip in points.
What's a expectation that you have for said dip as far as performance goes?
His points will drop maybe to 20, but his assists will shoot up maybe 5. He'll be
makes
more
sense.
of a passer than a scorer.
He'll be more of a
like he won't be
role.
like, I can't go to the basket and get hit that much no more, and he'll just pass it more.
Okay.
So his assists will shoot up crazy like they did this season, where he averaged an assist for the season, which he's never done before.
Yeah.
Until his 17th season, because he passes it more, because he can't.
I mean, that makes sense.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So his decline to me didn't. I thought it was happening this year because I was like, damn, his assists are up really high. But bro, he still averaged like 26 points, which is what he's averaged for his career. So
right.
It didn't he didn't drop off at all.
Okay.
Which is crazy. But yeah, about 2 or 3 years, teams like Phoenix and Dallas and all like Brooklyn. Miami's and Boston, these kind of teams will be like a relevant conversation of possibly
that's
winning
kind of exciting though. I like it when new teams become relevant.
It's sick.
What about Atlanta? Do you think there's any hope for Atlanta?
No,
with
not
Trae
right
Young
now.
And Clint Capella?
Not right now.
No. I mean, like moving
in
forward,
the future. Yes. So all these teams are young, dude. That's the crazy part about it.
Yeah, it feels like we're truly entering like a new.
We're
era
about to enter a whole new phase, but it just sucks because you're like, damn, LeBron, how long can you be good for? Where people will think like other teams like can beat you. Now people think that, right? But then LeBron is just like, no, they can't.
Well, it's like I said. I think Dallas can give them a run for their money, and I think Brooklyn, like we're gonna see, but they have the firepower to do it. We just gotta see if they'll show up.
My thing is like regular season in basketball, bro, is not playoff ball.
No, not at all.
It's so different, and so people try to base a lot of these things off of the regular season. Where like if LeBron loses to a team, they'll base that like, oh, well, he lost to him, he's gonna get dusted in the playoffs. Is a whole different different ball game. And so
now, like regular season, like you can look at some things, like scouting and stuff like that, but it's not the same.
I'd have to see how the season goes next year, but I would say maybe in like 2 years we'll see other teams start to like actually be a threat.
Have they said whether or not they're going to do a bubble next season?
Yeah, they're gonna bubble it, and it's set,
same place, same way.
Same ways. It's set to begin in January.
Oh wow, that's coming up.
It's about to be soon because, bro,
I mean, the season should have already started already. Yeah, so they're playing catch up
right now. So
did they say this was going to be a shortened season as well?
They're going to do all 82. All 82. And now, so what you should expect, right? Because it's the bubble. Nobody has to travel anywhere. So these games should still be back to back every time.
They can't do 82 games like that, bro.
Yeah, they can.
They could barely do the playoffs like that.
No, they did the playoffs exactly like that with the exception to the finals. They gave them that 2 day.
But like the fatigue was like very.
Bro,
so they do.
It doesn't matter.
Question: do you think there will be a lot more load management then?
No, I think with the bubble there should be no load management. Now I think people will do load management. There might be more. Me personally, I'm gonna say no. There should be less.
Because of the travel.
There's no travel. You play a game, you go back to your hotel room.
You think they allow friends and family for the whole year, or do you think they put that?
I think they allow immediate family maybe for the year, and then maybe friends and whatever, couple people for the playoffs. They're gonna mix it up eventually to where they're wanting fans back.
Oh right.
So at some point in time next year, I imagine
this can change at any point in time.
If everything gets good, we'll just have fans back, and maybe basketball just starts playing in arenas again. How football does it, and everybody's spaced out.
Well, Florida's already open.
Could be a thing,
I don't know.
So, I mean, we're going to see. I think that the NBA is paying attention to, like, the NFL and all these other sports that are allowing fans to come. And that's why I get mad, because I'm like, guys, if y'all allow fans to go, stop saying that people on the fucking team are getting sick and fans are sick. Because then the NBA won't have fans, and it's just going to be bland. To me, it was perfectly fine. At first, it was hard to adjust to.
Well, now, whenever, I said this before, when I look back at playoff highlights and stuff, it looks weird to me seeing how many people are in those stadiums.
That's what I'm saying.
Holy shit, man!
Right? It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's the norm now, though. I mean, I got used to it.
I kind of did too.
The first or second round.
I'm kind of used to like the less people in the stadiums.
Right.
Like not max capacity, but like 50% or something. I'm okay.
Think about when it's back to 100. It's gonna be like a complete oh my god.
It's gonna be weird.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be really weird.
Be nuts,
actually. Bro. I'm going to the game in Houston next weekend, or I guess this upcoming weekend, I should say. But I don't know what that's going to be like. It's probably going to be weird, honestly, because it's probably going to be pretty empty. I hope it can get loud, but we're going to be in Houston anyways, and I'm a Packers fan, so, it's probably going to be a little weird. I'm going to be, just with me and, a couple other people, and we're all going to be cheering for the Packers.
They'll be able to see your intensity.
Yeah, it'll be cool. I'm looking forward to it. Okay, so you wanted to talk about Lomachenko?
Oh, I do have to throw out for our boxing fans that are on the show. I know we don't talk about a lot of boxing, but I do follow boxing. Since Corona has been out, I have seen some boxing fights, but I haven't came on the show and talked about them because I do have DAZN. And so
You have DAZN?
I have DAZN.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I get to see like all the
of them.
fights.
Yeah, everything
that comes on pretty much. Now, not everybody fights on DAZN, only the fighters that are in contract agreements.
Like Canelo and all that.
And now people are leaving DAZN and suing because DAZN is like
heard a little bit about that
promising-
too.
Well, DAZN promises paydays, but then don't pay. So they'll give them like a portion and say when the fight's over, or when you fight, then you get the rest. And they're like, no, that's not, nah. So a lot of fighters are, but so yeah. So I've watched a bunch of fights, guys, and so I did definitely get to check out the Lomachenko Teofimo Lopez fight. To me personally, I feel like Lopez did win the fight. Lomachenko brought it on too late, but I do feel like it was like a 1-round kind of deal.
Did it go to decision?
It went to decision, and they had Lomachenko just getting like slaughtered, bro, like bad. Like the scorecards were horrible.
But you didn't think it was that bad?
I mean, it wasn't bad to me because Lopez still won the fight, to me. So
how did you feel though? Like you said, like the cards were
bro,
like
it was
bad,
like
but, like,
119 to 107, and like
shit.
it was almost
That's
like
not good.
Lomachenko got like destroyed. Which in the first half of the fight, Lomachenko was just like literally circling around, just getting punched, like he wasn't doing anything. The second half of the fight, bro, he was beating the fuck out of Lopez, bro. Like he was slaughtering him, bro. But Lopez was still, throwing his little punches back. But Lomachenko was, you could tell Lomachenko like hit a switch and was like, all right, now it's go time. And bro, he was crushing him, bro. I'm not gonna lie. But to me, still, the first half of the fight, maybe 6 or 7 rounds, I gave to Lopez. The like last 5 rounds, I kind of gave to Lomachenko, but the last round I still gave it to Lopez. So it's almost like it was almost like a 7-5 kind of fight for me.
So when Lomachenko was turning it on, like he
turned it on too
he
late.
needed to get some knockdowns.
But that's how Lomachenko fights. If anybody watches Lomachenko, he comes out, he kind of lets people punch at him, and then
he feels them out.
In the second half, he's like, all right, I know exactly what you're going to do. And he like just exploits him like crazy. And that's what happened. I just think he did it too late. And Teofimo Lopez is not just a random that he fights all the time. Like he's actually an upcoming undefeated dude with like 14-0, 12 knockouts. So it's like he's an upcoming.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, he's like a real dude. Now, the thing is, Lomachenko jumped up in weight because he's already like crushed his current weight, so he jumped up.
Yeah.
Teofimo looked way bigger than him, bro. It was like a big ass dude fighting a midget almost. Like it didn't even look fair, bro. Like, but I did have to throw that out. My boy Lopez with the upset. Big ups to him. Shout out.
Was it awesome watching it live?
It was sick, dude.
Yeah.
It was sick.
Did you kick some back and just like
it was
have a
sick.
good time?
And so after the fight, because a lot of boxers cherry pick. They really do. They kind of cherry pick a fight or two before they get to the main one.
A lot of people have accused Mayweather of cherry picking his whole career.
I mean, he kind of didn't. It's just like people also have to understand, like with these boxers, they're so good, nobody want to fight them. Like people don't want to get in the ring and fight them because they're like, bro, I'm gonna lose. Hell no. So if you ask a good people to fight you, right, and they say no, and you just go to the next available, if he looks weak, you can't call that a cherry pick. That's just who wants to fight him.
I can respect that.
You know what I mean? So that's kind of
like you like bring me someone who wants to fight me in my weight class.
Right. And so that's kind of how that went. But yeah, Teofimo came out and just called out everybody. He's like, bro, I'm not gonna cherry pick. I want like Devin Haney. I want Gervonta Davis. Like he called out like the other good dudes like in the weight class.
I don't like that. Like the fighters get a say in who they fight. Like
I
like the way the UFC does it.
They kind of don't. It's so they have a team who decides it's the best fight for them. And then they can be like, all right, that's cool. I'll fight them. So they don't really necessarily get a say. That's why a lot of fighters after the fight will be like, I want this person. I want that person. To say like, no, I want like a big fight.
Sure.
Don't try to just give me no little random because then y'all going to say. So he just came out and was like, I'm not cherry picking. I want like the best of the best. Bring out Devin Haney, Javon. So he started calling out like some big names, bro. Some big names. And so him and Devin Haney fight, to me, actually be better than him and Lomachenko fight. And him and Lomachenko fight was huge. For sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a little bit of boxing world there. Teofimo Lopez, now undisputed. He's not undisputed, so. And it's tough to undispute. I think there's only been like 5 people who has undisputed in like different weight classes. Like ever. Like it's hard. It's almost like you got weights from 130 to whatever, win a belt there, and then you jump to 136, right, to 142, win a belt there, and then jump from 142 to 148, win a belt there. Like, so he winning like all these belts. So he's undisputed now, which is pretty cool for him to do because it was either him or Lomachenko. But yeah,
that's pretty cool. They call him the what do they call him? Because that's what McGregor did too, right? Like he got ships in. He's a champion is what he calls himself, right? Like a champ. Yeah, champ is what he calls himself. Okay, cool.
And then Khabib whooped his ass, and now he's trying to come back and fight a weak ass.
He's right. Hey, he's number 2. That's a nice fight.
Well,
it's not who he wanted though. Like he wanted to fight somebody else, but like Dana White, like.
Well, he wants Khabib again, and that's stupid. Like, why do you want Khabib for? You literally went into that fight and got destroyed and then got mad.
Well, there was a lot of stuff going around that like he didn't take that training camp seriously.
Is that Khabib's fault?
No, but I mean, why not? Dude, it would make so much money. Why not just do it?
It would make money, but let Khabib chill.
But also this might be Dana White's way of saying that though. Like, okay, you're gonna fight this guy in an exhibition first, and
right?
win
you're
that,
not just coming back.
You gotta earn your fight. Doing?
And so he's still gonna make hella money off the McGregor fight. If Khabib fights somebody else, he's gonna make hella money off that.
Yeah,
and
McGregor's gonna make money off of the Pacquiao fight too. So
gonna make so the thing is, Pacquiao has a belt. So him and McGregor are not going to fight because if Pacquiao decides to fight McGregor, he has to give up his belt. So that's not going to happen anymore.
Maybe that's why the Poirier
That's why Poirier came back into it. And I don't know why McGregor's trying to fight boxers because he's an MMA guy.
Well, this is what I was telling you before. Like he's trying to make money. It helps his brand. And I think the Pacquiao thing was more of like leverage. Like, I don't need the UFC. Like, if you're not going to give me the fights I need, I'm just going to go fight a bunch of boxers and just make money there. You know what I mean? I think it's business.
I think McGregor's dumb. Is what I think.
Okay.
And I think if any boxer that he thinks he can get into the ring and really fight with, it's just not gonna work, bro. I mean, if anybody watches McGregor, he gets gassed in like the first or second round, and those are only like.
Well, he's used to fighting like 3 to 5 round matches in the UFC. But I mean, I don't know. I would say the UFC is more demanding, but the boxing might be more demanding.
Come
honestly.
on, bro. 12 rounds, 3 minutes. Like when he fought Floyd, after like the 3rd round, he was already gassed. Already, bro.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you have 9 more rounds to go. Like, what? And so Floyd just started whooping his ass in like the 9th round because he is too tired to even fight back at that point. And then the ref just stepped in and was like, nah, bro, like, let's stop.
Yeah.
Because Floyd was about to destroy him. And people were like, man, they stopped it early, bro. If they would have kept fighting, Floyd would have knocked him out. And who wants to... The ref is smart, right? Because you don't want McGregor to take a knockdown or knock out in boxing. You still want to keep the hype with it.
Yeah, sure.
So, if you're really watching that fight, you saw like Floyd was about to obliterate him, and the ref was like smart to step in when he did. And so it is what it is. So now McGregor still sounds relevant in boxing, but he'll get beat up by anybody, bro. And I don't think Pacquiao's better, but I think him and Floyd are on the same level. I think Pacquiao will actually beat him way worse than Floyd did.
I think so too.
Like,
I think Pacquiao would.
Floyd is like a defensive fighter. Pacquiao is like an offensive fighter.
He'll
he would have killed him, bro. He would kill him.
Cool. Okay, we'll move on to the NFL.
Let's go.
It's not that we're dumb, but like the schedule has been whack as fuck. So we have a doubleheader. The Chiefs game is actually on right now where they're playing the Bills. The Bills are up 10-7 right now. You good?
The Bills?
Okay.
The Bills are up 10-7?
Yeah, the Bills are up 10-7 right now. And they're in the second quarter, which is cool because I picked the Bills to win this game.
I picked the Chiefs. They better hurry this shit.
So, we'll
Chiefs start off slow, though.
What's that?
Chiefs they've been starting off slow this season for some weird reason. They start off slow in games and then
we'll see.
It. I mean,
we'll see for sure.
I mean, Bills, though, we've already had this talk. They're a team to definitely be reckoned with. And I almost wanted to pick them.
Yeah, but they got destroyed last week, like, by... Who they get beat by? They got beat by the Titans, right? The Titans, like, fucking destroyed the Bills.
But, I mean, that's not fair.
Well...
That's not fair.
Well...
And we know why. We know why.
Well...
Derrick Henry.
That's something that we have to start considering moving forward.
It's not fair because Derrick Henry is looking like a damn MVP GOAT right now. But, I mean, I would still have Russell Wilson, but after him, I'd probably have Derrick Henry. Because Derrick Henry's... Didn't he have 200 plus? That's
he had like 212.
That's insane, bro.
Yeah,
that's
212.
insane.
And the overtime winning touchdown,
Yeah,
too.
that's stupid. That is so stupid.
Yeah, Derrick Henry had one hell of a game this past
nutty,
week. It was
bro.
like 212, 2 touchdowns. The overtime touchdown, he had like the 94-yard rushing touchdown where he outran everyone on the field,
and hit
bro.
a couple stiff arms on it. Like I don't,
Yeah, dude.
I don't get like how. I almost feel like he's underrated. Like I don't feel like people talk about him enough.
I don't give him enough credit.
I don't. I know
Or I
don't.
haven't in the past.
Now
anyways.
I'm starting to be like,
well,
all
here's
right.
the thing: we keep waiting for him to gas, and like he's not gassing. Like he just keeps going. He just keeps going and he keeps going. And I've said this before. Like I don't understand how you could be the 250 and the fastest guy on the field. He outran everybody, which is like insane. So we already called that game before because it was supposed to be like not a Monday night game, but it got pushed to Monday night. So we do have one Monday night game on tonight that we have not picked yet, which is going to be the Cowboys and the Cardinals. So we are going to make that pick tonight. As far as the past week goes, I'm currently 7-4 right now. Damian is 4-7, so I'm up right now. But I did pick the Bills and he picked the Chiefs, so that is going to be a deciding pick. And then we have the Monday night pick. So who's it going to be, man? Cowboys or Cardinals?
You know, I already said that if Andy Dalton started, the Cowboys would be good, and I'd be scared for our division. So I'm gonna go with Andy Dalton.
I have the Cowboys as well.
I'm gonna pick the Cowboys.
Yeah, I think the Cowboys win tonight. Now, if they don't win tonight, that's going to make my future picks very interesting. But I'm expecting them to get the dub against Arizona tonight for sure. So, so those are our Monday night picks. Like I said, the Bills are currently up right now. Chiefs have the ball, so we'll kind of see where things go from there. But moving forward, as far as Derrick Henry is concerned, I do want to give a brief moment of silence for Josh Norman.
Bruh.
And the end of his life. Thanos, bro.
Thanos.
Fucking. That's it, bro. Derrick Henry said that he didn't like seeing Josh Norman on the field anymore, and escorted him out per se. If any of y'all haven't seen it, y'all need to check out Josh Norman getting stiff armed by Derrick Henry. I'm sure pretty much anyone who's listening to this show, you've probably already seen it. Like 12
if you
times.
have not seen it, please just take the time to go see how this guy's life got destroyed.
Yes.
Like,
on
I'm talking
national
about
television.
like a pick up and toss like a little kid stiff arm. This was not a light like get off me. This was like a why'd you even come over here? Like that was almost like a timeout stiff arm.
It was.
Go stand in the
everyone was
corner.
like, oh, like all right, we're gonna take a minute. Like,
oh my gosh, bro.
Nick Saban got COVID.
I saw that. He came back though.
Yeah, so like, okay, so like,
I don't
what's up,
get it.
What's up with that, right?
I don't know.
Like,
3 days
Cam
and he
Newton's
came back.
already back,
Right.
And like,
I thought it was a week
and
protocol.
Stephon Gilmore didn't even miss a game.
I thought it was a week protocol.
It was supposed to be a 2-week protocol.
Right. So what are we doing? We're cutting shortcuts, bro. Shortcuts, bro.
Well, I mean, they're testing him like crazy.
It doesn't matter.
But
to me, that doesn't matter.
I don't think
it does
so
not
either.
matter, bro. The guideline is 2 weeks. Even if you're healthy, good. Keep testing healthy for the rest of 2 weeks.
Right.
Like just because you're healthy don't mean like, oh, you got a game tomorrow. It's only been 3 days. You can come back. Nick only did 3 days.
It's
like
a little
dude?
weird, man.
What?
It's
Like,
a little weird.
Here we go, bro. I'm telling you, they're playing.
I mean,
around.
the NFL came out and made a statement and said that there are no positive cases in the league right now.
I saw that. That's good, but there shouldn't have never been any.
No.
NBA did not have not one.
Nope.
That entire little 3 months, whatever they did up there, nobody ever had it. Even people that left and came back didn't have it.
True,
Westbrook
though.
was the only one, but Westbrook got it.
Like on the
outside.
way to the bubble.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, other than that, nobody had it there.
Yeah.
So, like, what are we doing here? Like,
It is weird. How does the head coach get it?
right, what do you, like, and if you got it, like, how did none of your players have it?
Right.
Like, because where did you get it from?
Right.
It's weird, bro. It's weird,
Like the
bro.
head coach like spends his whole life at the
Around
facility.
the players.
Right. Yeah.
So,
like,
if
they like
you
sleep
got
in
it,
their offices and shit.
like,
and
none of
Nick
your-
Saban's like one of those guys.
right.
Like, Alabama,
none of,
bro.
None
like,
of your
Roll
assistant
Tide,
coaches
bro.
have it. None of your players have it. That's funny.
Like, Weird.
That's funny. Okay. The hell? Yeah, I saw that dude and I was like, wow, they let him come back after like 3 days. Like, he just got it. Like, He was like, yeah, I came back and I told my players if I wasn't going to be here, just, keep playing like I'm not here. And I'm like, but you're here. And I don't know how. Like, you should still be fucking quarantining. Like,
It's weird.
Stupid, bro. It's crazy.
I agree.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
They're going to end up, I'm telling you, bro, they're going to end up messing up football, bro. They're going to end up messing up football.
I mean,
man.
like they said, no positive cases, but like
not.
It's just something I noticed. Like, I was like, what the fuck? Like, what? How's Cam Newton back already? Like, what's going? Like, they didn't even put him on the COVID list.
And
like,
football's been in and out like crazy. Like, they don't have nobody, and then like 3 people. Then they don't have nobody, then like 2 people. Then they don't have like what? Like,
I think the tests have been wildly inconsistent.
I do too, and I feel like some players have probably just been playing people like, don't test me, I just want to play.
I don't think that'll happen.
Well, I mean, we have people on the field that have it. So what are we doing here?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to say, Stafford, you can't play because you tested positive. Just kidding. All 4 of your tests were actually negative. But then we have players out there who tested negative but were positive. Like, what's going on? That doesn't make any sense.
Do you think that Mike Zimmer gets fired after losing to the winless Falcons? Not just losing, like the Falcons fucking destroyed the Vikings this past week.
He did get destroyed.
Dude, hey, you know what? I'll give the credit where the credit was due. Matt Ryan looked amazing this past week.
I will say Matt Ryan for the first time I could say he looked decent.
But at the same time, like that's what you got to ask though, right? The Minnesota Vikings made him look good.
Yep.
So like, okay, so like, what's up with that?
Not the coach. I already told you what the problem is. I'm a stay consistent.
So you think Kirk Cousins?
Gotta go, bro.
For who though?
I don't know.
Who replaces him?
I don't know. I mean, you could put in the backup at this point.
Colin.
Hey, bro. Look, we had all these talks about where this guy could have went, and it's just crazy that this guy still is not on no one's roster. I don't get it.
Well, what's it called? The Dallas Cowboys, they signed like a backup from like the Cleveland Browns practice squad, and everyone was like, "Why the fuck did y'all not sign Kaepernick?"
Like, that's what I'm like. Why are people hate that guy so much?
Well, here's the thing, man. I do still think there's like the longer that it goes on, the conversation does get stronger that like he's been removed from the league for 4 years now.
So is it just the fact that people just don't think he can perform anymore? I mean, I'll take that.
I'm gonna say this. I think it's both, but I think that's like the easiest cop out ever.
I'll take that though. At least
it's true though.
I mean, at least say like.
But then at the same time, you also have to look at like who you're signing over him though, and you're like, he can't play as good as that guy. Like, are you sure?
It just doesn't make any sense.
Like that's where it gets a little weird.
Are we blackballing? We have to come out and say he's being blackballed at this point, right?
They're something. That's something.
You know?
I mean, the guy that signed is a white guy.
I mean,
yeah,
he's definitely has to be getting blackballed at this point. I don't see why he's not on the team.
At this point, if he hasn't been re-signed, I don't think he's ever coming back.
I don't either. But that's the part that sucks about it because he should be. Like I don't
He should have been given an opportunity to come back. I think so too.
Yeah.
That's weird, man.
It's insane to me. I mean, I'm not gonna say nothing weird, but
yeah.
I mean, come on, man. I mean,
I feel that.
Come on, man.
I don't know if you saw, but for our fans, Le'Veon Bell was released by the Jets. They tried to get a trade for him, but I think everyone knew that Le'Veon was on his way out, so I don't think anyone was willing to trade for him. So the Jets literally cut Le'Veon Bell.
I saw.
And he signed with the Chiefs. Stupid and I'm a little bummed because like I really wanted to talk about who we thought he might sign with on the show, but he already signed with the Chiefs.
They were like, nope, come here.
Pretty much.
Come here right now.
So a couple of people I've talked to about this have said that like they think it's like the Chiefs. Like that's it. Like the Chiefs are going, like they're going to repeat. Like there is no question.
So...
And for me, I'm just like, I don't know about that. I mean, Le'Veon's amazing, but like the Chiefs just haven't looked as good. And their defense is an extreme liability. So, I mean, like, I know their offense is extremely high-powered. I know, like, they have a lot of weapons, and adding Le'Veon only, enhances that. But, fuck, bro. Like, if they're not on, they will lose.
So, the thing with what I feel is going to happen with Le'Veon, this is going to be, like, he's either going to go ham or he's going to get cut. Like, he's not going to be...
I don't think he gets cut.
But they got a rookie who's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't see Le'Veon said, I'm a come be a backup to a rookie.
No.
Like, He's already said, like, you got me bent. I'm gonna play if I'm on a team.
Yeah.
So
this isn't gonna be like a Shady McCoy situation. Like,
right.
He's gonna be like part of the offense.
I have to see, because I'm hearing he's gonna be like a Shady 2.0. Like, he'll go there and play, and we won't remember that he played there, kind of deal.
Damn.
I mean, think about it. I'm pretty sure there's some people right now who's like, wait, McCoy played for the Chiefs? Yeah, he did. He really did.
For like 7 snaps.
He really did. But I mean, some people are saying it's like a Shady 2.0.
That'd be a damn shame. I mean, he got paid at the end of the day, and if he gets a ring, that's cool. But, like, dude, how does the player feel about that, though? Like, if you go to a team like that and then you don't play much and get a ring, like, did you really earn that ring, though? Like, is that even really your team?
That's what I'm saying.
Like, come on, dude.
Like, bro, you're
like,
on the
with
wackest
Durant,
team.
like, he was, like, instrumental in winning those rings, like, with the Golden State Warriors. You know what I mean? But, like, think about Shady. Like, Shady probably doesn't feel like he earned that ring, to be honest. I mean, earning it on a team with Andy Reid probably means something because, like, him and Andy Reid were, like, really tight back when they both were with Philly. So, like, maybe in that aspect it means something. But other than that, as far as, like, effort goes, like, he didn't really earn it that year. Not really.
I mean, so if Le'Veon does pop off at running back for the Chiefs, it has to be a definite repeat. I mean,
it has to be, right? Like, if he looks even like half as good as he used to, like, it's gonna be insane. I think even just him being on the field, you have to respect him, right? At least until he proves that you can't.
Right.
But like, even then, like, that's rough, dude. They're probably gonna have him lining up at like wide receiver too. I bet. Watch, like, they're gonna have like Tyreek in the backfield, like Le'Veon like out wide, and like all this crazy bullshit.
Bro, that's what, like, I don't know. I when I saw that he went there, I was like, really? Like, really? You're like, y'all also needed him as well? Like,
well, a lot of people were also like, where the fuck they'd get the money from? Like, the Chiefs were already maxed out of their money too. So, like, what the fuck happened? Unless the Jets are just, like, the Jets are paying, like, the majority of his contract, and Le'Veon just took, like, a minimum deal to go play for Kansas City, which would make a lot of sense, honestly, because he still has, like $18 million guaranteed or some shit with the Jets. Speaking of the Jets, I think we can kind of just move on. Do you think they go 0-16 this year?
No. They have to win a game somewhere. I think that the backup comes in. Just like I call Flacco come. Well, Flacco
is the backup.
Right, Flacco came in.
Right. Okay.
So they'll win a game.
Well, they didn't beat Miami.
They didn't.
Let's check their schedule.
But did Flacco start that game though?
Yes.
Could be tough.
This is the remainder of their schedule. They play the Buffalo Bills. They play the Kansas City Chiefs, the New England Patriots, the LA Chargers. They play the Dolphins again. They play the Raiders, the Seahawks, the Rams, the Browns, and the Patriots. Dude, that's a tough schedule. You think they could beat the Browns in Week 16?
Yep. I mean, I'm not high on the Browns, and the Browns just got destroyed by the Steelers.
Well, Baker Mayfield got benched.
Well, that should have happened, so I don't know, like, what we were doing this.
Okay, other than that, though, do you think they can actually beat anybody? Maybe the Dolphins?
Yeah. I do. I'd still do give them at least one game.
So you think they could maybe split with the Dolphins and they can maybe beat the Browns?
Yep. That's how I see it.
And you feel good about that?
I feel confident about that. Now, when we pick those picks throughout the week, I might not, but I'm pretty sure one of these
weeks we might be
get
wrong.
Upset. We'll get upset, I'm
but
sure.
You'd be dumb to pick against the Jets, like, ever.
Right.
I feel bad for Frank Gore being out there. A lot of people are speculating he might just retire in the middle of one of these games and just call it a career, man.
Right.
Apparently, Frank Gore tore the team a new asshole. Like, he's sick of losing, it sounds like.
Oh.
Well, I mean, like, he's been in the league for so long, you know what I mean? And he just, like, loves football. And I bet, like, being at his point of the career and, like, the team just being, like, fucking hopeless and, like, not giving a fuck. Like, they're so bad, bro. They're the only team that's completely defeated now, by the way. Congratulations to the New York Jets. You're now the only completely defeated team in the league. The Giants and the Falcons both got dubs this week. So, that's it. That's nuts,
right?
And
it sucks. At the beginning of the season, I said that the Jets were going to, like, be the surprising team of the season and all that, and it's definitely not. And I feel shitty for that.
On the topic of Baker, he got benched, and like actually, Colin Cowherd just came out with a thing right now talking about how Baker's a problem out there in Cleveland.
Well, I don't want to say I told you so.
You told us so.
I'm gonna sit here and act like I didn't say anything, but I told you so. I said Baker's the problem, and so they need to make a decision quick. Give up Baker, or you're about to lose Odell and Landry and just a bunch of players.
Yeah,
bro.
I saw that Odell's starting to get pretty salty right now.
Telling you, dog. So what do? It's the Browns, right? You have a set squad, right?
It's
Get
true.
you a quarterback.
Literally, the quarterback's the only thing they need. Everything else is like almost as good as it can get.
Now, you know what I would be excited to see?
What's that?
I would be okay seeing Kirk Cousins there.
He'd ball out.
I think he would be able to kill.
Yeah.
Now, I'm very low on him too.
But I mean, he's better than Baker Mayfield.
He definitely is, and I could see him making a name for himself. Like, I don't see a quarterback who's already good going there. It'd have to be a quarterback who looks trash right now.
Yeah.
That could kind of build themselves back up.
Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan.
Whoa.
Matt Ryan.
Whoa.
Matt Ryan. Yeah. I mean, at this point, right? I mean, Colin Kaepernick. I mean, yeah.
He won't go.
That's not gonna happen. But yeah, I mean, if they get somebody else, bro, I mean, that could.
Well, they've already said that Matt Ryan's future is not certain, like in Atlanta right now. I mean, and they got rid of the head coach and the GM, so it's like
it's tough.
Like I called this like weeks ago. Which is crazy.
The thing is, Atlanta has dropped like multiple 40-point games this season. I don't understand how they're losing.
Coaching.
Like,
you keep saying it's not coaching, but
I don't think it's coaching because at the end of the day, the players still go out on the field to play.
It's more than just that.
Bro, no, it's not.
It is, though.
Bro, it's almost the same as the Clippers, right? Like, you have Kawhi and Paul George. Doc shouldn't have to say, like, bro, we have a 15-point lead, play hard, and, like, bro, just go out there and keep doing the...
You should be able to stay disciplined and just do it.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, you have head coaches for a reason. Otherwise, you wouldn't have a head coaching position.
Bro, but if a coach has coached you up to the point where you're up by 20, then keep the lead. What more do you want the coach to do? The coach is not giving up touchdowns or scores. The coach can only do so much.
So the coaches get conservative, and then like the players like listen to the coaches, and
I feel like
your coach needs to set the example, like lead, like you keep like a Sean McVay. Sean McVay is never lightening up, bro.
That's true.
You could be up by 45, bro, and Sean McVay's like, we're about to score again.
I just feel like coaches get blamed a lot for when they shouldn't.
I agree with you. I do think that coaches are used as scapegoat, but I do think that they're more valuable than you lead on.
I don't think that the coach was a problem in Atlanta.
I do, but
I mean, we'll see, right?
Yeah, I mean, we will.
They got a dub against a weak Minnesota team, though.
Yeah,
but I mean, I guess
they were winless before that, though. To be fair, so any kind of dub was impressive, unless it's to the Jets.
But I mean, they were winning every other game, though. So
it's true. They did have some of the worst losses in NFL history.
Double-digit leads.
Yep, it's true.
I mean,
so speaking of losses, both of our teams lost this week.
Oh yeah,
which is awesome.
It's okay. I've been kind of betting against my team at this point. I don't.
Yeah, Packers
we're
took
hurt.
The first
now yours is more
week.
shocking than mine for sure. Because my team has been on the losing side and tying all season. Your team was undefeated. Yours was probably the biggest shocker out of all the games we saw.
I think so too. I don't think anyone
only because of the score. If it was a little closer, it'd be like, all right, but it was like almost like a destruction.
We got beat by 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's after starting off like
that was the crazy part, dude. Like the way the game started. We were about to win by 4 touchdowns with the way that game started.
It looked like
it wasn't even
I changed
close.
it. I was like, oh, okay, 10-0. This is nothing. And then y'all got it back. I was like, oh, okay, they're going to – okay, I'm not watching this.
Yeah.
And I look back and it's 31-10. I'm like, wait, what happened?
I don't know what to tell you,
dude. It was nuts.
Like, when Aaron Rodgers threw that pick six, like –
it, like, depleted.
Well, at first I was like, okay, cool. Like, we've already – we still have all the ball possession. Like, we're still doing good. The defense is still gassed.
Is what hurt.
Yeah. The second one I think is what killed it. Like, after that, I think Aaron was just like, well, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
It was nutty.
And I will say this, too. I don't remember who I was listening to that said this. Their offensive run game plan was fucking terrible. Like, they kept trying to run the ball wide, and every single time the ball got stopped, like, either behind the line of scrimmage or like at most like 2 yards. Like Aaron Jones couldn't do shit. But then like they started putting Aaron Jones like out wide and like throwing him the ball, and that worked. Like we needed to do more of that.
Yeah.
And like I understand like especially in the run game, like you're not going to get 30 yards every time. Like you have to keep running the rock. Like I get that, but I feel like there are some points where like you need to be able to recognize that like their defense is shutting it the fuck down.
So coaching,
right?
Is
you're absolutely
what you're
right.
going back to.
No, I agree.
No, I'm asking you because like I said, I always say these type of things aren't always.
Well, I mean,
coaching.
the coaching isn't going to explain the 2 picks that Aaron Rodgers threw. That's for sure. But the continuous running of the ball and stuff, like you can't keep doing that.
But Aaron has full capability to audible whenever he'd like to, right?
You can't just I've explained this to you before. You can't just audible to any other play. Like a lot of the times, like if you have a run there, like you're gonna do a run play.
I've seen somebody audible out of almost a lot of plays, and they were very successful. And it took them a long time, but Peyton did it all the time.
That's what I was thinking. Peyton
right?
Manning. Yeah.
He just said, "Look, bro, the run is not working, bro. I'm gonna call my own plays."
Yeah.
If Aaron says he's that guy, right? Because every interview,
some people
accused.
accused it. I don't even know if I agree with this or not. This is just something that somebody said. Some people were accusing Aaron Rodgers of like not throwing the ball to Devontae Adams for like an entire quarter because both of his picks came off of targets thrown to Devontae Adams.
I mean, if that's the case, that could be smart. Maybe he's saying,
but then they didn't score any more points for the rest of the game. So
maybe they got in Aaron's head. Who knows?
I think it did get in Aaron's
head. To me,
head.
Aaron did look off.
He didn't look good.
I looked at the highlights and I was like, ew, what are you doing, bro?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I'm a little concerned because I'm going to my first football game next week. And
it's against Houston, who Houston was actually getting beat and came
Houston got
back.
cucked. Houston got cucked, man. Like,
they came back pretty decently, though. I don't see Houston beating the Packers next week. I don't think
so either. I think this is going to be a good bounce back game.
You know,
I hope so. Fuck.
I mean,
for fuck's
if
sake,
y'all lose to Houston,
it's going to be bad.
I
might kill myself.
I at least do it after we record.
For sure. Yeah, I'll come back, and then we'll record, and then that'll be the end of this half of Definitely Not
dude.
Experts.
Y'all will be fine.
So I'm curious, right? Like, the Titans end up going to overtime against Houston, and they end up winning, obviously, with Deshaun Watson never getting the ball back.
Shouldn't have been that close.
It shouldn't have been that close, right? Do you still agree with the way that overtime rules work?
No.
I think that they should be allowed to play the full 15 minutes.
So I've liked them.
Or I think it should be like college, like score for score.
That's how the older way was. I liked it if
they get a field goal, you need a field goal.
You have to score a touchdown.
Right.
If they score a touchdown, field goal, and you score a touchdown, you win.
Right.
Just leave it at that.
That's fair.
Don't do a touchdown. Oh, that's it. Well, let the other team at least try to come back and get one.
They deserve a rebuttal.
They get to rebut that. I mean,
yeah. Well,
and
did you see the coin toss too? Like they did the coin toss and they won, and Deshaun Watson literally was like he just put his head up like
he knew.
Fuck, like he knew. He was like, we lost.
That's
like
what sucks
he already
about it.
knew it.
It's like why would y'all change that rule? Like if a game just goes another extra hour, so be it. If teams just keep scoring back on one another,
dude,
just let it go.
People want to see that shit, bro.
Huh?
Like we want to see that.
Right.
Dude, I can't tell you how hyped I get when we go into the fourth overtime of an NBA game and we're like, let's
That's just like
go,
that one
dude.
college game that went into like the 80s because they scored. They scored like 3 or 4 times each, and we want to see that.
I do remember that. That game was insane.
That happened like a couple years ago.
It was like quadruple overtime.
Dude, they kept scoring. They would score. They just kept going.
Yeah.
Not every team is going to do that, NFL. So just let them do that.
That'll almost never happen.
No, it's going to be a rare occasion. Yeah. Like, why would you change that rule?
I remember growing up, there would be like double overtimes and stuff. Like,
because
in
if
the
they
NFL,
score, I get to score, and if we score, let's go. And so nowadays,
I don't see anything wrong with that.
With everyone missing PATs, right? Like it's like
shit's
the
weird.
Hell. Even if they score, there's no telling it's even going to go into another overtime. They might miss the extra point. Like
it's true though.
It's so weird that they changed that rule to if they score a touchdown, that's it. Like why? Why would you not let the other team?
I mean, I like sudden death. Like don't get me wrong, but like
stupid.
Both teams deserve the opportunity to
try to score.
Yeah.
Here's the
thing, right? Here's the way you can change it, right? Like, both teams can do it, and it's, like, score for score, right? But then, like, if both teams get the ball and neither of them score on their drives, then it's sudden death. Like, next team who scores wins. Like,
exactly.
That makes more sense to me.
Or even if you do it that way, right? If neither team scores, just make it a draw then. Neither team score. Draw it off and just call the game. Like, But there has to be some middle point somewhere. You can't just say if they score, I don't get a chance to try to score back when we've both scored like 40 points. Like, it's just really idiotic, and I think it's a bad like fan experience for me. That's why I don't like it.
Yeah, like your team got to overtime and then like y'all lose the coin toss and then like that's
right,
and
then they score and then that's it. It's like
I can't tell you how many times Green Bay's lost in overtime when they never got the ball in offense.
Why the hell did I even watch this overtime? Like, what?
It's true though.
It's so stupid, bro.
I mean, you gotta give Derrick Henry some credit, man. Like he did the whole overtime too. Like,
well, I did see that Tennessee had a huge run that wasn't Derrick Henry, that got them like really close.
No, that was Derrick Henry.
No, it was
He went to the outside and he ran it like to the 50.
But then after that, somebody else came in and ran it to like the 20.
Yeah.
And it wasn't him. I guess he was resting, and then they let another running back pop off. And I was like, okay, y'all should just lose at this point. Like,
yeah,
that's
and then
not
Derrick
even
Henry
Derrick.
and then he got the ball out of the Wildcat.
Right, and then it was it after that.
I thought he was going to throw a touchdown. That's what I thought was going to happen.
Well, I think that they were stupid for probably thinking that as well, which is why he just ran in like that.
Yeah.
Like, you should know if Derrick's getting the ball, I would be like, throw it.
Derrick Henry's thrown a touchdown.
I would be okay with that.
Yeah.
I would take
be like, okay.
Derrick, throw it.
Yeah.
Please. Because if you're running it, hell no, we ain't stopping that. So
we apologize for committing to stopping the freight train that is
I'll be
Derrick
like, dude,
Henry.
we're wilding up. They're wildcatting right now.
How does he not have a nickname yet? They call him King Henry, but that's not really a nickname.
Yeah, that he needs, bro. They're gonna have to give him something.
He needs a nickname, bro.
Gauntlet Henry. I mean, I don't know, bro. At this point, like he needs something where that arm, bro. If you catch it, like you're dead, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I like Gauntlet Henry a little bit, but I just thought about that like right now. But something that emphasizes, like, bro, if I stiff arm you, you are dead.
Yeah.
And literally everybody is. It doesn't matter who you are. It does not matter. And this sucks for old boy, right? He's just now just a stiff arm meme. Like that's all.
Yeah,
he
dude.
is now.
After like his like really good career and
That's
everything,
all he
like,
is now.
Actually, one of the commentators said that they were like, you know, you're going up against Derrick Henry, like you're a stiff arm away from becoming a meme at this point. Like y'all got to be careful out there.
What I don't understand is like, you know, he stiff arms. Jump at his fucking legs, like,
dude. His legs are so massive.
They are,
I don't think you can stop him.
I would take the chance.
You'd have to trip
diving at his legs than to try to dive at his upper body.
It's true.
Because if you cut to my upper body, you're gonna get lifted and shoved like 4 yards away.
It's
like,
true.
Jump at his legs, bro.
Like horizontal.
They're
like,
beastly, but if you jump at his legs, make him jump over you or something, bro. Like he can only stiff arm so much down by his leg area.
Yeah.
Like, why y'all keep trying to tackle him?
You know, for Houston being who they are, you do have to give them some credit for playing the Tennessee Titans so hard.
Well, I give them credit because I saw the score for that game and I was like, oh,
and Deshaun Watson went off.
Yeah.
Like, he had a baller game.
Not at first though. Not at first. Like Tennessee was kind of running him, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, well, he came. Yeah, they came back.
Yeah, he was just like running. I was like, all right. And then I look up and I'm like, whoa, Houston's up. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, shit
like,
was weird for a minute.
I was like, wait, who's even wrecking for them? They have nobody.
Right.
Like, yeah, dude, that was nuts. But yeah, Derrick, we're gonna have to give him a nickname for sure.
Yeah. Maybe we'll think of one. Well, this next week, let's think of a
we'll
nickname for Derrick Henry.
Sick.
Yeah.
He deserves something. We definitely have to give him his praise. I can't go without talking about this guy now. He's just proven.
I think he's quickly, like with Saquon out of the league,
sick.
I think Derrick Henry's like our favorite in the league now.
I don't even bro. I didn't even think about him at all. Like when we talked about best running backs.
Well, we did.
Ago.
We briefly discussed him, but we thought he was being overrated. Is what we thought. Like we thought, like he popped off last year, and like he was probably going to be slow, and like nah, dude. Hey, mad respect. Like we'll admit when we're wrong. That's for sure.
Yeah, he looks really good.
Yeah. We got 3 undefeated teams left in the league because Green Bay lost. So we have the Pittsburgh Steelers, we have the Tennessee Titans, and we have the Seattle Seahawks.
Bro.
Who do you think stays undefeated the longest?
The Seahawks. But
I think the Steelers stay undefeated.
I will say the team that I said was going to wreck.
It's true though.
Because Ben came back.
Yep.
I say
they're number 1 in the AFC right now.
I say that they can maybe be the team that lasts a little longer.
My answer was the Seahawks before, but the emergence of Charles Claypool has changed everything for me for the Steelers. However, the Steelers, their linebacker Devin Bush tore his ACL last week, and that's huge for their defense.
Yeah.
So we'll see, but just something to think about. So you think the Seahawks
I'd have
go
to
the longest?
see the remaining schedules to give an actual answer.
I don't want.
Right,
we don't
and that's
have
what makes
time
it
for
so
that.
we
just
don't.
Pick one. Just pick one.
If I have to be, so I'm
like
gonna
blind.
say
like we're not gonna do like research or anything.
Russell
just pick
Wilson.
one.
I have to go with Russell because right now Russell's my MVP.
Okay.
But at the same time, my heart's torn because I told you that Steelers are going
You're
to
right.
pop
Well, I'm
off.
picking the Steelers right now.
I told you that Ben was going to come back and obliterate, and he literally has done nothing but that.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you pick the Seahawks, and I pick the Steelers.
I have to go with the MVP.
So we'll see what happens.
I have to go with the MVP.
Okay. We'll go ahead and wrap up the show now with our Week 7 picks. And we'll continue to move forward. Like I said, Damian was up by 4 this past week.
He caught me, dude.
But I'm up by 3 this week right now.
Son of a
and it's halftime. Chiefs are up by 3.
Let's go.
They did
that'll
score.
put me up too. And then tonight's game.
We'll see. So
let's get it.
That game's on right now, and then we have Dallas tonight, but we both picked the Cowboys, so that's not going to change anything.
I have to pick Andy.
So one way or another, I'm still going to close the gap this week, at least a little bit.
Right.
So
it'd be nice to get this Chiefs in, so I can go back.
So
up
yeah,
2.
you could still be up by 2.
Go up 2.
Yeah. I'd like to close that gap down to 1. That'd be really nice.
If the Bills win,
especially after you dominated me last week.
I really did.
You had like 5 picks on me last week.
You literally did the same thing this week. So now this next week coming up though, I'm gonna destroy you.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right. So let's get it going.
So I'm actually definitely not picking against my Eagles for this game because that will be stupid.
So Thursday Night Football, we got Giants Eagles.
Bro, if we lose this, I might almost not even be a football fan no more because there's no way we should lose to the Giants at all. There's no reason.
I actually almost picked the Giants.
I almost picked them right now too, and that's how horrible my team is.
That's rough. Dude.
But I know I've been picking against them. But
it's because of injury though. It's not because of
talent.
Like
that's what I'm saying.
Thinking, the Eagles are so decimated. Like y'all could lose to the Giants.
We're hurt just as much. But I cannot pick the Giants over them. That's
I picked the Eagles too.
That's so disrespectful.
I did. I think y'all can put enough together to beat the Giants.
Come on, a couple field goals, guys, and we can win 6-0. Come on.
Panthers Saints.
That's
a tough
game. This is probably my toughest pick throughout this entire next week. I'm gonna have to go with Drew Brees, bro. I want to pick Bridgewater, but
I started with the Saints, but I picked the Panthers.
Can't, dude. I can't. Not right now.
Okay.
Not right now.
All right. Bills Jets.
Michael's back, right?
Huh?
Thomas is gonna play, right?
Actually, that's a really good
That's
point.
what I have to know.
If Michael Thomas plays, I pick the Saints.
If Michael Thomas does not play, I pick Carolina.
Okay.
Right.
Then we'll consider that one a draw either way because our picks are the same.
Because
I agree. Yeah. I forgot. If Michael Thomas plays, they're going to win.
That's what I'm going off of. Yeah. If he's out, then no.
Okay.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Do your Jets have any chance of beating the Bills?
I've given up on them. I've given up false hope.
Okay.
I've given up the hope.
All right, we're both picking the Bills to beat the Jets.
Yeah.
Browns Bengals.
I'm gonna pick my boy Burrow this week.
I picked the Bengals as well. Okay. We got Cowboys Washington.
Going with Andy again.
And Chase Daniels is coming back this week. Oh, no. Chase Young. Chase Young is back this week.
I don't care.
Cowboys.
Yep. Because they're still on a backup, right? Alex Smith ain't in yet.
No.
Right.
That was my exact thought process. I was like, okay, Chase Young is back. Cool. But Andy Dalton. Okay, what about Alex Smith? And there's he's not starting it. So it's okay, that's it. That was the deciding factor for me. Packers, Texans.
Packers.
I sure fucking hope so.
I should have picked Buccaneers this past week.
You did?
I did, right?
Yeah, you picked the Bucs to beat
destruction.
us. Yeah. Thanks, man.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Lions, Falcons?
Bro, I don't believe in the Falcons. I'm going to go with the Falcons, bro.
I picked the Falcons, too.
You already know who I'm picking on this one. I'm telling you, bro. And honestly,
Titans, this is gonna be a great game, bro. Titans Steelers.
You know what I'm a little upset about?
That game should get flexed, man.
I'm a little upset about why nobody's talking about Ben for MVP right now.
He's not playing that good. He's playing great, but he's not, dude. Not like Russ, and like before this weekend, not like Aaron Rodgers.
But Ben's also been hurt and came back from hurt and just grabbed this team and is now smashing with them.
I think he's definitely in the running for comeback player of the year, without a doubt.
So Aaron, to me, is on the MVP level, so is Russell, but let's look at all the circumstances. Like, Russ has a squad, Aaron kind of has one, but these dudes have been healthy and been running with these teams for the past couple of years. Ben's been hurt and came back and is, like, showing everybody, like, look, I'm still that guy. But, I get your point. But I would like Ben for MVP, maybe.
You might get a couple votes, maybe.
I mean, Henry's higher, but on my end.
Yeah.
I still have Russell.
Seahawks, Cardinals.
Yep. You know, I got my MVP. He's gonna take that.
Here's the thing. I picked the Seahawks as well, but I think that game's going to be closer than we think.
It may be a little closer.
It's a divisional game. Those games are always close, and the Cardinals are talented.
And Seahawks always win those, though.
We'll see.
Seahawks always win those divisional games.
I'm picking the Seahawks. I'm just saying I think it's going to be close.
It'll be close.
Is what I'm saying.
Seahawks win, though. They always figure out a way, though, at even the last drive to get a field goal to win or something.
True,
it always happens.
Chiefs, Broncos?
Yeah, we're not even going to teeter around with that. That's weird.
Chiefs?
Yeah.
All right, I got the Chiefs, too. Jags, Chargers?
You know, I'm going to go with my boy. Even though I hate on him, I'm going to go with the Chargers.
Yeah, I picked the Chargers as well. Let's see. 49ers, Patriots?
I'm going to have to go with the 49ers just based on, like...
This past week, they looked like themselves. So, I agree.
I mean, just... I don't know.
All right.
It's weird for the Patriots to look how they did this past week.
I agree. All right, well, I picked the 49ers as well. And then we got the Buccaneers and the Raiders.
You know what? I'm actually going to take the Raiders on that one.
Me too.
I'm taking the Raiders on that one. They've had some weird little upsets kind of this season. Or at least some close games with some teams they shouldn't have.
Dude, our picks are identical.
Yeah. This one might change. This last one.
Well, we're not making the Monday night pick
we don't
this
make
week.
that one yet, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we're different, though. But, I mean, we'll wait and see.
Okay. Well, shit. All of our picks are the same this week. That's nuts.
That's very rare.
That never happens.
That's very rare. We're usually 2 or 3 off.
So Monday night might be the determining factor. But
it depends.
y'all will just have to tune in next week for it to see who got it.
Exactly.
But yeah, I think that's it. We got our picks in, so we'll be chilling, and we're just waiting, man. I'm stoked. This weekend's gonna be awesome. I'm excited for the Packers game. I'll be telling y'all all about it when we go, or when we get back, I should say, next week. And I'm looking forward to talking to you guys on Friday. Thanks for joining us. We hope you enjoyed the show.
Y'all have a good rest of the week.
Hell yeah.
And don't do nothing I wouldn't do, which means do everything.
Y'all take it easy.